AZ was good to me, but I'm way happier where I'm at now. It was good to see people. It was fun to play in front of some fans.
1 second, Sophie Cunningham was doing what she always does. Flying into the lane, relentless, fearless. The next, silence, pain. A season ended in an instant. The Phoenix Mercury star has officially been ruled out for the rest of the season after a devastating knee injury in the game against the Indiana Fever. A collision with Bria Hartley that's already sparking massive debate. And now Sophie herself has finally spoken out. Her words? Honest, raw, emotional, and the ripple effects, they stretch far beyond Phoenix. This is about the WNBA, its future, and the toll it's taking on its stars. Let's go back to where it all started. Second quarter. The Mercury are pushing the tempo. Sophie Cunningham, known for her grit, her motor, her refusal to back down, sees a lane. But as she plants, Hartley rotates over. Legs tangle, knees collide, and Sophie crashes to the floor. She doesn't bounce back up. She grabs her knee. The scream cuts through the noise. And instantly, everyone in the arena knew. This wasn't just a bruise. This was something serious. As trainers helped Sophie limp off, the crowd rose to its feet. A standing ovation not just from Mercury fans, but from Fever fans too.
Yeah.
Seem to be fine.
Yeah, I'm good. I think we faced some adversity with some injuries this game. But you know what? We're used to that. We've had that at the beginning of the year. This is just another hump that we're going to get over, and we're gonna be okay.
Because love her or hate her, everyone respects Sophie's fight. But the cameras told another story. Diana Taurasi shaking her head in disbelief. A Brittany Griner putting a hand on Sophie's shoulder. Mercury coach Vanessa Nygaard visibly rattled. For Phoenix, it felt like their season hopes just walked off the court with her. The next 24 hours were brutal. Team insiders hinted at the worst. And then the Mercury confirmed it. Sophie Cunningham has suffered a torn ligament. Surgery is required. Her season is officially over. That's months of rehab, endless recovery, a journey no athlete ever wants to face. But then, in the middle of heartbreak, Sophie Cunningham broke her silence.
For sure. I mean, it sucks, right? You don't ever want to see anyone be injured on any team. I feel like there's been a lot of injuries this year in the W, harsh ones, I think. And it's just another one. And
on Instagram, she wrote, "This isn't how my season was supposed to end. I worked too hard, gave too much. But this is basketball. You get knocked down, you get back up." She continued, "I've read every message. I feel the love. This team is family. And to the fans, you'll see me again. Stronger." Simple words, but powerful. And fans? They rallied instantly. Hashtag prayers for Sophie trended. Fellow players dropped comments of support. Taurasi reposted the message. Even Fever players showed love. This wasn't just one player talking. This was the heartbeat of a team reminding everyone. She may be down, but she's not out. But here's where the story takes a twist. Bria Hartley, the Fever guard who collided with Sophie, is suddenly at the center of debate. Was it reckless? Was it dirty? Or was it just a basketball accident? Officials ruled it a standard foul. But social media? That was a whole different story. Overlay fan tweets on screen. At Valley Hoops, that's reckless. Hartley had no business sliding like that. At WNBA fan 88, total accident. Sophie just landed wrong.
Great question. I think when you're growing up, sometimes it's really hard, right? Sometimes you doubt yourself. Sometimes you lack confidence.
Stop blaming Hartley. At Hoops Talk, this rivalry just went nuclear. And yes, according to reports, Hartley reached out privately to Sophie to apologize. Sources say she was shaken herself. But no matter what she intended, the optics are ugly. And fans will remember this. Next Fever versus Mercury matchup? Circle it on your calendar. Because this storyline just became explosive. Cunningham's stats this season were solid, double-digit scoring, efficient shooting, high-level defense. But her impact went way beyond the numbers. She was the Mercury's spark plug, the energizer, the one who dove for loose balls, slapped the hardwood, and rallied team.
But there's always a fire in you, and I think the biggest thing that everyone's always going to fail, and I think if you're not trying, or if you're not failing, then you're not pushing yourself hard enough. And so
Teammates when they were down. Think of her as the emotional thermostat. When Sophie's locked in, the team feeds off her. Without her, Phoenix loses more than a player. They lose their identity. And here's where the panic sets in. Not just in Phoenix, but league-wide. This isn't just Sophie. Look around the WNBA right now. Caitlin Clark fighting through nagging injuries. Ari McDonald sidelined. Skylar Diggins-Smith missed major time. The WNBA has expanded its schedule to 40 games in just 4 months. Add the cramped travel, back-to-backs, minimal rest, and the result? Stars are breaking down. On ESPN, one analyst asked, "Is the WNBA pushing too hard, too fast?" Because when players like Sophie Cunningham, fan favorites, marketing faces, emotional leaders, are sidelined, the league doesn't just lose talent. It loses momentum. But let's not forget what Sophie gave us before this moment.
for me, I think when you put in the work and you're the hardest worker, sometimes it's ugly, right? But you just have to kind of stack the days. And I just think if you keep showing up and you keep working hard, good things are going to happen.
Career-high shooting stretches, clutch three-pointers that saved games, lockdown defense on top-tier scorers, and the hustle, the endless hustle that made her a fan favorite. Teammates called her the heartbeat of the Mercury. And honestly, that nickname couldn't be more accurate. Montage. Sophie highlights with dramatic commentary. Bang! Locked in. Cunningham for 3. Now the long road begins. Surgery. Months of rehab. Endless physical therapy sessions. But if you know Sophie Cunningham, you know one thing. She won't fold. She's the type to turn pain into fuel. The type to come back stronger. She said it herself. You'll see me again. Stronger. And if there's one player you'd bet on to back that up, it's Sophie. So where does Phoenix go from here? Taurasi at 42 can only shoulder so much.
Honestly, focusing on us. I thought defensively we had some slippages early on, and that got them some easy buckets at the rim. Their second chance points, that was pretty big for us. Their rebounding, and so
Griner, still managing health issues, needs help. And role players? They'll have to step up big. The Mercury's playoff hopes aren't dead. But without Cunningham, the margin for error just shrank dramatically. Do they make a trade? Do they adjust rotations? Or do they rally around Sophie's injury as motivation? One thing's for sure. This season just got a whole lot harder. Sophie Cunningham's injury isn't just a Phoenix story. It's a WNBA story. Because this league is in a golden moment. Attendance surging, TV ratings climbing, star rookies drawing mainstream attention. But with stars dropping left and right, there's a growing fear. Will injuries derail this growth spurt? Fans invest in personalities, in rivalries, in stars like Sophie. And when those players are suddenly gone, the league's momentum...
I think when you look at the grand scheme of things, a lot of things that we can clean up. And so for us, making sure that we go back, we look at that film and be ready to clean that up.
Takes a hit. Sophie Cunningham's season has ended, but her story hasn't. This injury is a setback, not the end. Her fire, her energy, her leadership, those don't need a stat sheet. And when she comes back, you can guarantee she'll play like someone who had the game ripped away and fought tooth and nail to reclaim it. The Mercury may struggle. The league may feel the loss. But Sophie Cunningham's fight? That's forever. Now I want to hear from you. Was Bria Hartley's foul reckless? Or just bad luck? Can the Mercury survive this playoff chase without their emotional leader? And most importantly, how strong will Sophie's comeback be? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smack that like button if you're rooting for Sophie's recovery, and subscribe, because this WNBA season is only getting crazier.